All right, let's talk about the cloud. We all know you pay for flexibility, but what if that same flexibility is secretly costing you an absolute fortune? Today, we're going to dive into one of the most powerful ways to slash your cloud bill using commitment-based discounts.
Okay, before we get into the good stuff, here's our standard disclaimer. This explainer is based on Module 15 of a really comprehensive guide. Now, it offers general guidance, but it is not a substitute for professional, financial, or legal advice. So, as always, make sure you consult with your own experts before taking action.
You know, the magic of the cloud is that pay-as-you-go model, right? You can spin up servers in seconds and then, poof, shut them down just as fast. But here's the catch. That amazing convenience, that on-demand flexibility, it comes with a premium price tag. In fact, it's almost always the most expensive way to run your infrastructure.
So, let's talk about that high cost of flexibility. By default, pretty much every resource you launch is priced on demand. This gives you total freedom, no contracts, no strings attached. But you are paying top dollar for that freedom. It's perfect for brand new projects or spiky, unpredictable workloads, but it can be a major budget killer for everything else.
So this is the key question you have to ask yourself. Seriously, think about your core applications, the ones that are just humming along day in and day out. Are you paying the highest possible price for those stable, predictable workloads, all for flexibility that you're not even using?
And this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? It's the fundamental trade-off. On-demand gives you that maximum flexibility, but it comes at the highest cost. Reserved pricing, on the other hand, asks you for a long-term commitment, and in exchange, you get a much, much lower cost. It's a simple idea, but it has some seriously powerful financial implications.
So let's see just how much that commitment pays off. When you can confidently tell your cloud provider, hey, I'm going to be using this capacity for the next 1 or even 3 years, believe me, they are more than happy to reward you for that predictability.
And the rewards? They are massive. We're talking about potential savings of up to 70% compared to what you're paying on demand. For a lot of companies, that's not just a few bucks. That translates into hundreds of thousands, sometimes even millions of dollars saved every single year. Now, that's a number that gets everyone's attention.
Now, the classic way to do this with something called reserved instances, or RIs for short. With an RI, you're committing to a very specific type of resource, like say a C5.large instance in the US East 1 region for a 1 or a 3-year term. It is a fantastic deal if you know exactly what you're going to need.
But what if you need a little more wiggle room? Well, that's where savings plans come into the picture. Instead of committing to a specific machine, you commit to a certain dollar amount of spending per hour. Let's say $10 an hour for a term. Then the discount just automatically applies to whatever eligible usage you have. This makes them so much easier to manage as your architecture changes over time.
Okay, so you have these two powerful options, reserved instances and savings plans. But which one is the right one for you? Let's break down how you can choose the right plan for your specific needs.
Looking at just the reserved instances, you've got a few flavors. A 1-year plan with a partial upfront payment, that's a great balanced approach for workloads that are pretty solid. Now, for your core infrastructure, the stuff that's going to run forever, the 3-year all-upfront plan gives you the absolute maximum savings. And for those workloads that are still changing, a convertible RI gives you the freedom to swap instance types later, just for a slightly smaller discount.
So with all that, why choose a savings plan? Well, it really boils down to one word: flexibility. Because you're committing to a dollar spend, not a specific machine, the discounts just automatically cover your usage across different instance families and even different regions. Honestly, it just makes them way simpler to manage, especially if your environment is dynamic and always changing.
In this quote right here, it hits the nail on the head. At the end of the day, it all comes down to one thing. How stable and predictable is your workload? If you have applications that have been running like clockwork for months, they're perfect candidates. But for new, experimental projects, well, making a long-term commitment is probably pretty risky.
Now, this doesn't have to be an all-or-nothing decision. In fact, the most effective approach, the winning strategy, is a blended one that combines the best of both worlds.
Take a look at this. A really common and effective strategy is to cover your baseline usage, say around 70% of it, with reserved capacity. That locks in those huge savings on the stuff you know will always be there. Then, you leave the other 30% as on demand. That gives you the headroom you need to handle unexpected spikes and future growth. You get the bulk of the savings while still keeping that crucial flexibility.
So how do you get started? It's actually a simple 4-step process. First, analyze your usage data and find those stable workloads. Second, calculate the ROI to make sure the savings are really worth the commitment.
Third, and this one is so important, commit conservatively. And finally, remember this is not a set it and forget it kind of deal. You've got to continuously monitor and manage your commitments as your needs change.
Okay, I cannot stress this enough. If you overcommit, you will pay for capacity you don't use, and that completely wipes out any savings you were hoping for. It is always, always better to be a little conservative and leave some potential savings on the table than it is to buy reserved capacity that just ends up sitting there, unused.
So I'll leave you with this challenge. Take a look at your cloud bill. Find your single most stable, most predictable workload. How much is that costing you on demand right this minute? And more importantly, how much of that money could you be putting right back into your budget instead?